A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there to my channel, the Twinflame Union. In this channeling session, I would be talking about the radiance. A lot of people talk about harmonization, a lot of people talk about union, but not many people know that radiance is surely a gift in the twin flame journey. And when the divine feminine reaches radiance, when she starts glowing, when she's radiant with the glow of one love, there is nothing that can stop the masculine from gravitating towards her, no matter what his situation is. Even if he cannot come and, marry her right away or hold her hand or do all the romantic things that most twin flamers dream about, and I would tell them to not think on those lines, because twin flame love is a very different type of love. It is not the love that you see in the materialistic world. It is a soul connection, it is a mental connection, it is a telepathic connection. So when the divine feminine experiences this type of energy, experiences this type of love, this type of, in Hindi, in Urdu, we have a word called Khumari. Khumari. Then there is a word called surur. Surroor. These are Urdu words. Then in English we say trance. It's a feeling of being high. Slight high is there, mild high. Feeling of being intoxicated. That type of a feeling, but not completely intoxicated, but the feeling of being slightly high and connected. That feeling is when she starts reaching that feeling. This feeling only happens when the divine feminine do continuous focused attention practice. Or they have gone through so much pain and so many soul shocks have been given to them that every time they release one of those traumas, every time she reaches a higher level in the journey. She becomes more and more detached, more and more nonchalant, more and more herself, more and more authentic, more and more genuine, very, very honest person. And this honesty is more important to the self, because sometimes in the world, to handle the world, you have to be a bit dishonest. But you have to be honest with yourself. You should at least know that, yes, I am being honest with myself. You meet a lot of people who judge others a lot. And they're definitely on this, not on the spiritual path. They are not on the spiritual plane at all. So if you try to talk to them about certain things that you understand, you feel, they will think you're a crazy person. They will disrespect your journey. They will disrespect your path. So you have to be a little bit of dishonest with them. You can't tell them everything about what you do. You have to give them, I do this, I do that. You have to give them a little bit of materialistic answers. Even though your soul knows and you are purely doing something spiritual or something which is very neutral between, combination of materialistic world and spiritual world, but you cannot explain it to them, especially relatives, family members, those who have a completely different DNA template. Construct is totally different. So most important person that you need to be honest with is yourself. You have to be honest with yourself all the time. Only then you can tap into the higher, these type of feelings, the trance-like feelings, the Khumari, the surur, the intoxication, the feeling of being slightly intoxicated, still living in the planet, still doing all your work, still doing everything, but being completely contained in yourself. That is a very, very deep state to be in, very beautiful state to be in. Most yogis, most seekers, they are looking for this. But why in the twin flame journey people don't reach that stage so early? Why do they have to suffer so much? Because all of their attention is on the divine masculine. And by this I mean the divine feminine's complete attention is either on the union. When will my union happen? How to get into union? I also tell you to be in the union, but I don't talk about union with the DM. I talk about union with the source. There's a big difference in that. First, you need to be in union with the source. You need to be in union in the 5-dimensional world. And then the divine masculine will start contacting you. He will start asking for your permission. He will start, asking you for entry back, in your subconscious or in your life. Because once you connect fully with the source, you don't have any other thoughts in your mind. You don't care about anything. That's when he is, on the other side, he gets that shock. Oh, where is she now? Why is she not thinking about me? Because they get energy. Even the karmics, they get energy from the divine feminines. The one on the side of masculine. It's when the masculine also does certain things, you get karmics. And you're supposed to take the karmics. You're supposed to meet the karmics. There's nothing wrong in hanging out in a karmic relationship. If the masculine can do it, then the feminine can also do it. But not in a competition way. It's not a competitive streak that you have to live through. It's just that, not all the time you can be focused on the masculine. The interesting part of this journey is that when the divine feminine starts feeling this sort of a surur, this sort of a Kumari intoxication trance, this will also have an effect on the masculine, who will go through opposite polarity, and he will start feeling like this for her. That she is some kind of intoxication. We say the word nasha in Hindi. She is like some nasha. She is like that. She is like this. He will say all these things. He will feel like that. And he will enjoy her thoughts. The masculines normally, when they are not healed, when the feminines are not healed, they don't enjoy her thoughts. They get very angry with the thoughts. That's why they want to distract from her thoughts. That's why they go ahead into relationships that can help them forget the feminine. That's what they do. Because the thoughts are so bothersome, though, so irritating, so painful. They want to forget her. But when she has done this inner work, when she has grown immensely in the ascension journey, then he welcomes her thoughts. He starts daydreaming with her thoughts. He starts saying, oh, she's such a nice person. Even her thoughts make me so happy. Just thinking about her makes me so happy. They say in the ascension journey, a lot of seers, fakirs, they say this. A lot of yogis say this. That one look, one glance of the source on you is enough for everything. Once you step into this feeling of ascension, as we say, this unique feeling, once you step into it, once you, as I have been saying, once you taste even one drop of the nectar, of the sweet, sweet nectar of love, there is no turning back. Once you taste it, you're like, oh my God, there's nothing better than this. Like, I have the best thing. When you have the Kohinoor diamond, you don't care about the stones. You don't care about the pebbles on the street. That's what it is. That's what this love is. This true love, this one love. It is so, so beautiful. Once you get into that zone, once you practice every day, you'll realize it. Once you practice more and more, you'll realize it. Already, as it is, a lot of feminines have been writing to me that I feel much better. I feel very stable. I feel very balanced. I feel so happy doing my things. I've completely given up on this stupid quest. When is union coming? When is union coming? When is my DM contacting me? When is he going to message me? Or if he has already messaged you, then they go like, when the messages have already received, now what is the next thing he is supposed to do for me? What is the next thing? When is he going to meet me? When is he going to call me? When they meet you for once, you are like, when is he going to do this more? So there is no, it keeps growing. That greed keeps growing. And that is not a good thing for the feminines. If it grows also, it is predestined. Everything is predestined. It's not like you have done something extra. But in the meantime that you're waiting for him, I would even tell people not to wait. I'm not saying give up on the twin flame ascension journey. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying give up on this wait. Give up on this desire, this result-oriented seeking. That is not seeking. If you are seeking, just flow, just surrender. So after the surrender, when the radiant stage happens, the feminine is feeling very blissful. In this channeling, the energy is such that the feminine is feeling very blissful. She is feeling high. She is high. She is floating. She's floating and she's high and she's... Even if there are problems, it doesn't matter. The problems cannot derail her anymore. Can you imagine being in that place where nothing can derail you? That is the place to be in. That is the place everyone is craving to be in. All the seekers of this planet, they want to be there. Where nothing can derail you. Nothing. Even if, it's the worst thing according to you, even your own journey, if you look at it. 5 years back, if someone would come up to me and tell me this, I would be like, oh my God, how can they do this? I would cry for days, months. But now, something happens, something really crazy happens, insane, very, very painful, very, misery driven. The Divine Feminine is like, okay, it can make me feel bad for some time, but not forever. How long will it last? How long will this pain last? Let me see. And what happens is, in the Divine Masculine's life, see the interesting polarity. The polarity is very interesting. That's why I'm talking about it here. When she doesn't care at all and she's high and she's happy, he also starts looking at her in that way. That, what is wrong in my connection with her? Earlier, why was he getting so upset with the feminine? A lot of you don't know, but that's because he's been brought up in such a way that he feels that the differences are too big. Or if he has tried to run away, in his escape mode, he did something, he took some actions, he took some steps. Now he was not able to get out of it. That's why there are phases of regret, deep regret, dark night, very long dark night full of regret. And he's like, what happened to me? I can't do this. I can't go back to her. I can never... things change with time. A lot of you are very stubborn and stuck, very angry, very bitter. That's not going to help, let me tell you. Bitterness is like going to pull you back, pull you down in the journey. Letting go, surrendering will take you up. So when he goes through these feelings, where he's like, no matter how big our differences are, no matter how big our problems are, let me at least revive the connection. That is how it starts. He starts thinking of reviving the connection, of getting in touch with her, talking to her, pouring his feelings for her. But he's so busy in his karmic entanglements that sometimes, days pass by, weeks pass by. And he's like, okay, I love her. But he's already told her that I love you. I love you and I miss you and I'm with you. So these things also change, when the feminine does deeper inner work, these things change. But you cannot deceive the universe. All those feminines who try to deceive the universe, they are doing with some kind of result in their mind. The biggest result, like when Parvati also wanted to have Shiva, she was like, I want Shiva. She started the meditations for Shiva. But as she went deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into it, the pain of separation, it started dissolving. It dissolved, it got diluted. And then she no longer wanted Shiva. Then she was so happy in her world, she totally forgotten about everything. She only wanted the source integration. She only wanted to merge into the source. And she was really, going through those emotions of, how you feel when you release everything. Then you become mission oriented. Then you become a contributor on planet Earth. You want to share your joy. You want to share your peace. You want to share your happiness. You want to tell people also, you know what, I did this, so you can do it too. You can be happy too if I can be happy. You know how many problems I had? Oh my God, my life was like this, my life was like that. If a person like me who had no hopes, if I can be this, you can be too. You can be there too. You start developing those feelings. Then you want to share, then you want to heal others. Most healers, they go through pain. Without pain, no healer can become a healer. Sometimes they go through physical pain. Sometimes they go through, agony, misery, sadness, abuse. Only when they heal themselves, then they can heal the planet. So most healers, they keep falling sick in between. They take breaks, they come back, they take breaks, they come back. That's very important because they need to spread the message of healing which they discover on their own. That is exactly how the twin flame journey is. In the twin flame journey, you have so many wounds and so much trauma. You heal those traumas, you heal those wounds. then it doesn't mean that nothing will go wrong. Even after communication, as I said, because those who are in the final stages of the twin flame journey, they receive the communications and then they get very derailed and they get very, like, what happened? What's next? They get very excited. And then again, they feel the same sadness, the same feelings, the same misery, the same separation. It's kind of, what is this? What type of a weird connection is this? They feel like that. He just messages me, he just tells me, calls me, cries in front of me. Oh, I missed you all these months or years. And then again, he does the same thing. So many of the divine feminines have messaged me about this. They have been doing it since long now, because everyone is having a different trajectory. So I tell them that you still haven't healed your traumas. You still haven't done full healing. You do full healing and you do full source integration. After that, you won't even think, you won't even care, but you would really want people to also receive these benefits, this happiness, this joy. So on this note, I'm going to end this channeling session. In this channeling session, what of the key highlights of this session is that, number one, the divine masculine and the divine feminine, they go through this feeling of bliss, pure ecstasy, not the materialistic ecstasy. It is the ecstasy in the mind where everything is okay, everything is fine. Hardships, struggles, challenges, happy times, singing, dancing, no matter what you do, you are still neutral. And he feels that she is my intoxicant. She is my, my drug. She's the one I need to get high. And she is high on the love of the source. So that is the beautiful mirroring that happens. Thank you so much for being here with me. One love and peace out.